Hi, I am Taylor, and I live here in downtown Salt Lake City. I go to the University of Utah. I'm 22 years old. I live here in this apartment downtown with my boyfriend, Frey, and our 4 cats. And these are my weight loss adventures. I have struggled for a long time, just most of my life, with my weight. Um, and My goal with this is just to kind of record myself every day, record my progress, and just say kind of what I'm doing to lose weight. And it's kind of for you, well, mostly, almost entirely for me, just kind of as a motivation. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is just tell you what I'm a little bit about myself. I'm 22 years old, like I said. I'm 6'3", and I am 260 pounds. I About 4.5 years ago, I was also 260 pounds. I went on a vegetarian diet for 3 months just to kind of see if I could, and I lost 10 pounds. And then around that same time, a good friend of mine, my best friend now, he was doing a low carb diet, and it was working for him. He looked great, so I wanted to join in, and I did. So a month after the vegetarian diet, I started a low carb diet, and in those 3 months, I lost 50 pounds. So I was down to just a hair over 200 pounds. I never broke that barrier, and I hate it. Anyway, I actually kept the weight off for quite a while. A lot of the time you hear with low carb diets, people go off the diet and then they just immediately gain all the weight back plus more sometimes. But no, for probably 2 or 3 years, I was about the same. I probably gained about 10 or 15 pounds, but part of it was just kind of filling out a little bit. Some of it was muscle, not all of it, I'm sure. Anyway, it was good. I actually really liked the way I looked for the first time in my life, at least since I was a little kid. And I Yeah, I mean, I didn't really look great. I didn't think, like, with my shirt off, I was still kind of flabby, but I didn't feel as self-conscious about myself all the time. Anyway, about a year and a half ago, I was probably up to like 220, early 220s, low 220s, not early. And I just kind of gained all the weight back. I just kind of grew back up to 260. I think there's several reasons for this. My I'd been with my current boyfriend, about a year, so I think part of it was being comfortable in a relationship. I'd lived out of the house for about 6 months or so, so I think part of it was moving out on my own, living on my own for the first time. Uh, and part of it was right around the holidays, so there's that. I think the biggest part, though, is that I just didn't think I was going to be gaining any weight. I'd lost the weight and kept it off without really any trouble or much effort at all. I wasn't really thinking about eating healthier. I just, you know, kept it off. It was nice. Um, anyway, so now here's what my plans are to lose weight. Now I'm vegetarian. I'm also gluten-free. Um, Gluten-free is not really a problem for a low-carb diet because a low-carb diet's kind of just naturally gluten-free, because gluten's in wheat, barley, rye. All of those are things that are very high in carbs. Um, but vegetarian, that does kind of make a low-carb diet difficult, because it basically means that all you can eat is some vegetables. Not all, but some. Um, and that's kind of a sparse diet. And plus, low carb diets are just horrible. The results are pretty quick and great, and that's nice, but they're hard. It's hard to find food that you like. It takes a while to make food. You feel like crap. You're never satisfied. And although, fun fact, I used to be a really picky eater. I'm not anymore. it wasn't the vegetarian diet that made me like vegetables. It was the low carb diet, because meat gets old really fast, eating only meat. And so it's like, well, I can eat meat and I can eat these vegetables, so you eat more vegetables. Anyway, so here's my plan. I'm gonna be vegetarian. I'm a vegetarian now, but I struggle with it. I'm not the most strict vegetarian because I just ate meat for so long, and I was a picky eater for a really long time, so that's been a staple of my diet for so long. Anyway, I'm not here to make excuses. So I'm going to be strict on it now. Hopefully that'll stick. Sorry, you can't see my hands, but I'm doing this. So vegetarian. I'm going to be strict gluten-free. I struggle with that one too. I get really bad upset stomachs when I do eat gluten. I had my whole life. My boyfriend has celiac disease, suggested it. Now I feel great unless I eat gluten and meat. But I'm going to be strict with that too. So vegetarian, gluten-free. I'm also just I'm gonna cut out fast food. No fast food. And really not much, just restaurants in general, eating out in general, I'm going to try and avoid. The one exception for both restaurants and fast food, although I doubt I'm going to do this that often, is a salad. And not like, oh yeah, that salad that has, a bunch of crap on it that isn't healthy for you, but like an actual healthy salad. Like, that is something I will make some leeway for, because sometimes you just have to eat out. Also, my school has sushi that's vegetarian. It's cucumber, rice, avocado, seaweed, and carrots? I don't know. Anyway, it's all vegetables and rice. It's pretty healthy. Like, obviously stuff like that I'm going to make a leeway for, but for the most part, I'm not going to eat fast food or out. And also, there's a Lose It app. It's called Lose It on the iPhone. I'm going to do that because that's something I've had success with in the past, losing small amounts of weight. I just never seem to stick to it. Hopefully this video will help me. I'm going to weigh in every day, or at least most days, on the Wii Fit, which is great because it tracks me there. I'm just going to do a multi-pronged approach. The Lose It app, which is basically a calorie counter, by the way. Lose It app, Wii Fit. I'm going to just have support from my friends. My boyfriend's dieting too. My best friend, same one that did the low carb diet, has said he's probably going to be dieting soon. My sister, she's vegan, so she's always a good support with that. I'm also going to watch lots of food documentaries, because anytime I watch a food documentary, like Vegucated, Food Matters, Forks Over Knives, that kind of thing, I feel like eating better. And so if I just keep watching them over and over, I think that will help a lot. Also, the video will help me be committed. Part of it is I just want to see what I look like, kind of like a before, during, after photos, to be like, oh yeah, this is working. That's also what the Wii Fit's for. It's what Lose It's for. They all keep track of what I'm doing. I have a vision board, which in a future video you will probably see. That's just inspiration for reasons I want to lose weight. Anyway, and yeah. Biggest thing is that the low carb diet, lost a lot of weight, but it was kind of in weird places. I also lost a lot of muscle mass, so I was just really flabby and just kind of, I looked kind of sickly at first, honestly. But it was okay because I was skinny. Really, it did feel good to be skinny, even though I did look kind of sickly. Anyway, this time I'm going to exercise, because I think that is a very important part of it. Last time I did jog, but that's about it, and not as often as I should have. So this time, what my goal is jog 5 times a week. Be okay with 4. If it's a busy week and I can't do it, I'm going to be okay with 4. But I'm going to get mad at myself if it's only 3. Weightlifting 3 times a week. So every other day, basically, but 2 off days mixed in sometime in the week. I am on my knees on a hardwood floor. I don't know why. It really hurts, so I'm going to stand up pretty soon. For the fun part, you'll see in a minute. Not really. Not really the fun part. You will really see it in a minute. Anyway, so yeah, jogging or some form of cardio 5 times a week. Sometimes I do just dance for cardio. It's fun. It's not the most exertion I could put into it. I'm going to try and only do, like, if I'm doing a shorter session of just dance, accounting it as cardio. Oh, hey, this is my cat. This is Lucy. She hates that I'm picking her up. Oh, no, maybe she doesn't mind. Okay, I'm going to let her down. That's Lucy. You'll probably meet the others. Jet's right there, sleeping. Jetsam. He's the newest and Lucy's the oldest. We don't know how... Never mind. I'll tell you more about my cats later. Anyway, just dance I'm not going to count most days unless I'm doing it a lot. Like if I'm doing an hour of just dance, that counts as my cardio. But just some days it's rainy, I don't want to go jogging, I don't want to do an elliptical or a treadmill at the gym. So I'm going to play just dance. Big deal. Anyway, I'm going to try and limit that to 1 time a week though, because it's not always the best. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. Enough about that. Anyway, I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to have you guys help me stick to it. And it's going to be great. Hopefully we see results quick. One thing that I'm going to do is a shirtless day. So I am sorry. I'm not the greatest thing to look at shirtless. But it's a good motivation because you have to see me shirtless and I'd be a lot more comfortable with it if I looked good. But it's also just so I can see my progress. So I'm going to, once a week, probably weekends. Hey, Lucy, get down. Once a week, I'm going to have a shirtless day. Probably Saturday or Sunday I'll do it. Just to kind of see what I've been doing. Hopefully in a couple months it'll be like, yeah, shirtless every day. Because I'll want to be like, hey, look at my bod. Anyway. Yeah. One thing I will say, the only exception I'm making for breaking any of this is if I'm sick, which I'm getting a little bit sick now, which I hate, but I've had so many times where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna diet, and then I get sick. Like, that's just a common thing with me, and so I use it as an excuse to not diet, then I never start dieting. So I'm gonna push through it this time. Anyway, the one thing that I will do if I'm sick is not exercise, or go easy on exercising, exercise less. I'm going to still diet. I'm going to still stick to the diet because that's another thing I do when I'm sick is it's like, oh, I'm sick, so I can't diet, so I'll just, get a lot of fast food, because a burger, that's going to make me feel better. Anyway, Beto's. I don't know if you have that where you are, but in Utah we have Beto's. It's this awesome Mexican restaurant that's open 24 hours. I kind of want a breakfast burrito from there right now, but I'm not going to get one. Anyway, this is day 1. This is the fun part where I finally get to stand, give my knees a break. This is my shirtless scene. So just so you know, I mentioned a boyfriend, so you know I'm gay. I would be classified as a bear or a cub, which I like bears. I really like bears. I think they can be really hot. I don't know why I just shared that. Anyway, but I don't want to be... Actually, I kind of like being one, but I want to be the hotter kind of bear, not the flabby, gross kind of bear. Anyway, that was some fun information I just shared. So here I am. Oh, I used to work at FYE, by the way, in case you were wondering. I don't anymore, but these are nice t-shirts.